Hello beautiful people out there, welcome to Business Studies. Today we are going to be looking at yet another interesting topic, but still in the circles of business. And today we'll be looking at the important records that you need to have as an entrepreneur. Okay, so we'll be looking at the different types of documents that you need to keep in your business as an entrepreneur. So if you want to know which documents you need as a business, stay glued to that screen, don't move an inch, and I'll see you in a second. Welcome back to Business Studies with Smartele. This is a channel that allows you to learn on different business tips, and if you're a business student out there, this is a channel that will give you an opportunity to learn on different business principles and concepts, and basically all the information that you need for you to get that distinction, that exam. And it's simple. All you need to do is subscribe, watch, and learn. Okay, now like I mentioned earlier on, today we are going to be looking at yet another interesting topic, and we'll be looking at the important documents that you need to keep in your business as an entrepreneur. Okay, so if you're one of those people that have been wondering on what type of documents or records you need to keep in your business, you are lucky you're on this channel, and we'll get to look at those different records, and we'll learn together. Okay, so when a business transaction has taken place, a number of records or documents will have to be prepared. Okay, now I've mentioned something, and that is a business transaction. Now, what is a business transaction? We are simply saying a business transaction is simply the exchange of money for something, or the exchange of something for another thing which has a monetary value attached to it. Okay, so that is what a business transaction is. Okay, so a business transaction can also be defined as the act of buying and selling, okay, or the act of selling and buying. So when you sell or when you buy, that is a business transaction there. Okay, now when a business transaction has taken place, different records will have to be prepared. Okay, now whenever a transaction has taken place, the first type of record that as a business person or as an entrepreneur you need to prepare is what is known as a source document. Okay, now source documents are different in types. Okay, they come in different types. We have receipts, we have invoices, we have credit notes, we have debit notes, to mention but a few. Okay, now depending on the type of transaction that you have conducted in your business, you prepare those source documents accordingly. Okay, now if it's a cash transaction, you need to prepare a cash receipt. If it is a credit transaction, you will be required to prepare what is known as an invoice. If somebody has returned something, you prepare a credit note. If you undercharge someone, you want to increase the amount on that invoice, you prepare a debit note, and so on and so forth. So those are source documents. Okay, so as a business you need to have different sets of source documents, such as receipts. You need to have invoices, you need to have credit notes, you need to have debit notes, you need to have delivery notes, and other types of source documents. So those are some of the key records or documents that you need to have in your business. You should have a receipt book, an invoice book, the delivery note book, and also credit note and debit note, and so on and so forth. Those are very important. You need to have those as an entrepreneur or as a business. Okay, then so the next type of document that you need to have as an entrepreneur is what is known as daybooks. Okay, so transactions will have to be moved from source documents to what is known as daybooks. Okay, now daybooks can be referred to as journals, or others will call them books of original entries, or books of prime entry, or even diaries. Okay, so depending on whichever term you want to use, journals will be journals. Okay, the difference is the same. So other people will refer to them as daybooks, others will call them books of original entries, others will call them prime entry books, or books of prime entry, others will refer to them as diaries. So whichever term you choose to use, the difference is the same. Okay, so that is the next set of books that you need. Okay, now journals are very helpful in business because these are the books in which transactions will be recorded on a day-to-day basis as they take place. Okay, so basically when a source document is given out, you are going to remain with the duplicate copy because you issue out the original copy to the customer. Now, that information on different source documents will have to be transferred to what is known as books of original entries, which others will call daybooks, journals, books of prime entry, subsidiary books, or any other term like I mentioned earlier on. Okay, now Those books of original entries are important because they actually give you information in terms of the transactions that you conducted on a day-to-day basis. Instead of you going to receipt books, invoice books, and all these other source documents to refer to them all the time, you can actually get information from these books of original entry or day books. Okay, so day books will summarize all the information that you have in different source documents. Okay, now of course these day books will not just come as one book. Okay, they will come in different types. We'll have what is known as the sales day book, we'll have the purchases day book, we'll have the cash book itself, it's a day book. Okay, and then you also have other books such as the purchases returns day book and the sales returns day book. So those are some of the different day books that you need. You need to have your cash book, you need to have your purchases day book, you need to have your sales day book, your purchases returns day book, and your sales day book. All those books put together, they form what we call day books or books of original entries. Okay, so you need those books as an entrepreneur. Okay, so besides the different source documents that we talked about, you need to have all these day books so that you can have them to record in different transactions that go on or that you undertake as a business on a day-to-day basis. Okay, now that is the second set of books that you need as an entrepreneur. So if you're an entrepreneur and you don't have those books, I think you need to start working on that because you definitely need those and they will help you a great deal with business. Remember, each day book is used for specific type of transactions. You don't just record anyhow. So if you want me to do a video on all these documents that I'm talking about individually, okay, that is all the source documents individually like that in the day books, I can do that. All you need to do is just write that down in the comment box and I'll get to do that for you. Okay, now those are the second set of books that you need to have as an entrepreneur. Like I said, if you don't have those, start working on that because you need those day books, you need those books of original entry. Okay, so now from day books, information will have to be taken to what is known as ledgers. Okay, so as a business, you need to have what we call ledger books. Okay, now ledger books, these are books in which you are going to find different accounts for different things that you are going to be having in your business, such as assets, expenses, incomes, and just to mention but a few. And then you also need to have ledgers for your creditors and your debtors. Okay, so you also need to have these books because they actually provide information that you are going to need. Instead of you having to trace a transaction from source documents, books of original entry, until ledgers, you can actually go to these specific books and then they will give you the information that you need. Okay, so ledgers are very important, and we are saying as a business you need to have the sales ledger where you're going to have accounts for your debtors. Okay, you need to have what is known as the purchases ledger where you're going to have accounts for all your creditors, and then you also need to have the general ledger where you're going to be recording other things such as expenses, incomes, property of the business, and other things. Okay, so those are some of the things that you need to know when it comes to ledgers. These are very important books, okay, because from time to time as a business you're going to be selling things to people on credit, and those are your debtors. Okay, so where do you record the accounts of your debtors? You need to have the sales ledger. Okay, you will from time to time buy other things from other people on credit. Okay, so where do you record those people that you buy from on credit? In order for you not to forget, you need to have what is known as the purchases ledger so that you can actually record those people in those ledger books. Okay, so you need to have the purchases ledger so that you can actually keep track of all the people you buy from on credit, who are your creditors or your suppliers. Okay, and then you need to have the general ledger, okay, for other general things. Okay, remember the general ledger is sometimes known as the nominal ledger, and it is actually an important book in business because that's the ledger that is going to contain all your expenses, your incomes, and other things such as salaries and wages and everything that you will not record in the sales ledger and in the purchases ledger. Okay, so those are some of the books that you need to have. Okay, now these ledgers, of course, you can also have what is known as private ledgers. Okay, these are books that are going to contain private transactions of the business. Okay, it's not everything that people out there must know about. Okay, so all those private accounts of your business will be contained in what is known as the private ledger. So that is another important ledger book that you need to have as a business. Okay, so we move on again, but before we do that, if you're finding this information to be very helpful, remember to subscribe down there. Okay, hit the like button and drop comments, and also you can smash the notification icon down there, so at each time I upload a new video, you get to be the first one to be informed. Okay, now let's move on and look at other type of records that you need to have as an entrepreneur. Okay, now in your business you need to have what is known as the trial balance. Now a trial balance is basically a list of all the balances that you're going to extract from your ledger books after balancing them out. Okay, so when you balance off all your ledger accounts in ledger books, those balances are brought down or brought forward will have to be taken to the trial balance so that you can actually balance off your transactions nicely like that. Okay, now a trial balance is very important because it gives you a list of all the balances that you have in all the different accounts of your business, and that will actually help you to ensure or to see to it that the double entry principle of your business as you were recording was actually properly followed, and also a number of things. Okay, so the trial balance is very important. You need to balance up your books at the end of each given period. Okay, now once you are done with your trial balance, you have prepared your trial balance from those ledger accounts that you have balanced off at the end of the month. You need also to actually now draw up what is known as the trading profit and loss account. Now, the trading profit and loss account is sometimes known as income statements. Now, you are in business because you want to make some income, because you want to make some profit. So how do you calculate the profit that you make in your business? It's only done by way of preparing what is known as the trading and profit and loss account. This is an important record that you need to have in your business as an entrepreneur. Okay, so find time to prepare the trading and profit and loss account so that you can actually be able to compute or calculate the gross profit or loss that your business has made over a given period of time, and also be able to calculate the net profit or the net losses that your business has made. Okay, so the trading profit and loss account is very important because one, it will help you be able to calculate your gross profit or gross loss, and also your net profit and your net loss. So that is why you are in business, to make profit. So at the end of the day, you need to know how much you have made, and you can't be sure how much you have made if you have not prepared the trading and profit and loss account. Okay, so that is important information, and that is another record or document that you are supposed to actually draw up in your business at the end of each trading period. Okay, then the last set of books that you need to have as an entrepreneur is what is known as the balance sheet. Now, the balance sheet is very important because it actually gives you the financial position of your business at any given point in time. Okay, so it is actually going to show you how much capital you have in your business. If you have any liabilities, it is going to show you all those things, and also other information such as assets and the value of all your assets and everything that you have in your business. So the balance sheet is sometimes known as the statement of affairs because it actually gives you the state, okay, of your business in terms of affairs, that is assets, liabilities, capital, just to mention but a few. So you need to draw up what is known as a balance sheet. Okay, now the balance sheet together with the trading profit and loss account put together, they make up what is known as final accounts. So you need to prepare final accounts as documents or as records in your business because that is why you are in business. Okay, so those are some of the documents that you need to have in your business as an entrepreneur. If you didn't know, now you know. You need to have source documents. They will come in different types. You need to have daybooks or books of original entries or journals, whichever you decide to call them. And these will also come in different types. And then you also will be required to prepare what we call ledgers. Okay, you need to have different accounts for everything that happens in your business. And then we are saying from ledgers, you need to have a summary of all those accounts in your ledger books, which we call the trial balance. So you need to learn how to prepare a trial balance, okay? Because as an entrepreneur, you need to know how to summarize information. And then from the trial balance, that's when you can actually prepare your final accounts, that is the trading and profit and loss account, and also the balance sheet. Okay, so if you are finding this information to be very, very helpful, remember to subscribe down there. Okay, hit the like button, and also leave comments down there so that I get to know what you people think about my videos, and you can also suggest the next video or topic that you want me to discuss on with you on this channel. Like I keep telling you, this is not my channel, it is your channel as well. Okay, so on that note, we come to the end of our video, and I'll see you in my next video. I love you. Bye bye.